Hey everybody, today we're going to make some bannock bread, cooking it inside our Stanley Cook Set. So I've made bannock videos before. I think I made one before, and I kind of made it in my kitchen, and it was kind of haphazard. I really didn't do a good job explaining it. So I figured not only would this show you how to make some bannock bread for yourself, which is an awesome bread to take with you if you plan on going camping, doesn't need any yeast, but I would also show you how I'm going to do it inside the Stanley Cook Set. And we're going to use this as a little bit of an oven, and this as our open fire. So, first thing we're going to do is get the recipe going. All right, so let's get into that. The first thing you're going to need for this is a cup of flour, which I have set up here. Just going to pour that right in there. And you're going to want a teaspoon of baking powder. That's where this is a little bit of difference with regular bread. So let's get a teaspoon. Here we go. 1 teaspoon. And I just kind of put this stuff in here for carrying sake from my kitchen to here. There we go. Got that. Okay. Then you're going to need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which is right here. And I've got my salt here. Get that nice and level. There we go. Put a little bit extra in there because I kind of like a little salt in it. And then you're going to mix this stuff around, okay? This is your dry ingredients. That's really the essence of your mixture of your bannock bread. I want to get this all mixed together. Why do I feel like I'm on a cooking show? All right. So we got that all mixed together. Now at this point, okay, if you're taking this with you in the field, all right, and you just want to add water and bake it or cook it later or fry it later, you can stick it in a Ziploc bag. You can also mix it in the Ziploc bag. Pour the water in, crumple it up, mix it up. We're going to do it in this just because it's easier and it'll have a little more room here, but we will be cooking it outside. So at this point, you want to add your wet ingredients. Okay? First thing I do is I put in a tablespoon, where am I at here? I can't read my own handwriting. Tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of olive oil. The reason I do this, let's do it this way, is so it won't stick to anything when you're cooking it. All right, there we go. You can use butter as well. I'm actually going to be putting a little butter on the pan later so it doesn't stick as well and doesn't burn. Then you're going to add your 1 cup of water. So, sorry, 1/4 cup of water. 1/4 cup of water. You may need to add more water as you mix your mix up. You may see you're a little bit low. Add a very little bit at a time. That way you can see your consistency is right. If you add too much, what's going to happen is you're going to have mush and you're going to have to add more flour and it's going to get complicated. So we're just going to do a 1/4 cup of water to start with. Okay? Now what I like to do is I add a little fresh garlic. So I'm just going to sprinkle that in there to make it garlic bannock. Get that out of there. And I didn't measure this out. This isn't a set amount. This is usually just I reach this in here and grab some out of my garlic storage. All right, let me wash off my hands here. And we're just going to mix this up. Now this is where you're going to see that you may need to add some more water. Okay? Starting to see that it's a little dry. We're still going to mix it. Still going to try to get everything in there. But you may need a little bit more water. So what you want to do is add very little bit at a time. Okay? You want this to be the consistency of sort of like pizza dough. Okay? And once we mix this up, we'll come back and we'll show you how I'm going to do it inside the pan. All right. I got the consistency I want. Put a little flour on it so it doesn't stick to my hands. We're good on that. Now I'm going to show you my plans here. You've seen these reviewed on my channel. We're going to take this off because what I want to do is put this sideways and use it as an oven. And yeah, I'm aware that I have plastic here. If that does burn off, I have another ring, I'm here somewhere, that I'm going to put in there, a D-ring. Doesn't really matter to me. We're going to just try this out. Now, to keep it from getting from not getting enough warmth on top, well, let me start it this way first. I got these pans, okay? These pans, I got them at Walmart for like 88 cents. They're too big to stick in here alone. So what I did was I cut one down, okay? Now we're going to open this up and get all my gadgets and goodies out of here. Obviously, we're not going to nuke the green cups. So what I've done is set it up like this. I wanted to put a little bit of space there. So I found an old spring from an AR-15 magazine. Cut it in half. This was one that was no longer good. Tossed it in there. Okay? This goes here. That'll give me some space so it doesn't burn on the bottom. Now, you'll notice in here I have a little bit of butter. I'm going to mix that around in here, just to keep it smooth and coated. It's actually a little too much butter, but it'll be all right. It'll fry it up a little bit. And like I said, that's probably way too much butter, but I was putting this together in my kitchen, trying to get the right amounts of everything else, so I just tossed the butter in there. We're going to take the Bannock mixture, and we are just going to toss it in there and flatten it out. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is fill this up with wood, and I'm going to let it burn down to coals, because I don't want it, flaming hot, flames going everywhere. I want this to kind of be a mellow source of heat. And I'm going to feed it as I need to keep the fire going. So in the next shot, we're going to set it up. I'm going to set this burning. We're going to set this all up, and I'll show you how to do it from there. We're outside, and it's kind of at a place where I like it. I can always feed it more if I need to. I really want to get it down to the coals in there. That's a little better. All right, so I've got this in here, that little spring on the bottom. We've got our bread, and the bread is going to go in there like that. Okay, we got that. And I'm going to put the cover on. Put that across. Seal it up. And put it on here. Now, I showed you this earlier, and I was going to explain it to you now. One of the things I did so that I get some heat radiating on the top as well is I took one of these pans and cut it up. So I'm just going to kind of fold it on there and give it a little look. And we'll come back and we'll check on it in a little bit. I may need to put a rock on top of that to make sure it holds. There. All right. And we'll come back in a little bit and I'll show you how it's going. Been going about 5 minutes now. I opened it up quickly. It looked pretty good inside. So it's going along good. Some of the butter melted and made it a little smoky in there, but it's just butter. So we'll check back when we think we're close to being done. All right, been about 10, 15 minutes. I didn't really time it. We're going to take a look inside here, because last time I checked it looked pretty close. I'm just going to pull this off here. It's hot. All right. All right. Get that off. It's hard to do this and show you it on camera, but here it is. Got a nice loaf of Bannock bread there. Plop it out here. Now, let's move the camera down, and we'll see what it looks like inside. I'm going to be cutting around the camera here, so if the camera bumps, sorry about that. There we go. Take a taste of that. That is really good. Yep, got to add the garlic. Takes away from the plainness of it. So anyway, that's how you do it. That's how you bake inside one of these Stanley Canteen cups. Thankfully, it's windy out here. And I had a little bit of the butter, I don't know if you can see it in there, spill from inside the pan, but that's no big deal. I'll wash all that out. And stove's still over there with a little bit of ember in it still, so I could still heat up a pot of water or something. And I'd say that came out pretty darn good. So there's your way to cook it inside a Stanley cup. And you could probably bake regular bread like that too, not just Bannock. So that's the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to put the recipe in the link down below, although it's very basic, but if somebody's new, they may not remember it. So I'm going to put the recipe down below. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.